Hello, good evening, good morning, whenever you're watching this or listening to this, because I'm ripping the audio from these videos and adding them to my HelloTomDyer podcast. So if you don't have time to sit and watch on IGTV or on YouTube or on Facebook, or wherever I'm putting them up, you can subscribe to my HelloTomDyer podcast and hear my musings at your leisure, available apparently everywhere. Apple Podcasts, Spotify I think it's now on, and some other stream ones as well, because I use the app Anchor, which is really good. Today has been a Thursday. I'm sat in my car, which gives me a very weird aesthetic of someone a little bit moody, with this light on, because I thought you might appreciate something different from my bed, basically. I'm on a bit of a high after what was a good rehearsal for Comic Potential. I went through Act 2 today, which was fantastic. Really, really fun show. I definitely like Act 2 because I don't have to be the doctor, which is a fear I need to get over and just learn it by Sunday. And then I think the show apparently is in 4 weeks' time. So I'm impressed with how off-copy people are in that rehearsal. And yes, I did give people high fives as I went around. And also I've had a stand-in wife, Charlie, and she's been brilliant. She even knew that she missed one of her lines, even though it's not one of her lines. So that was really good fun. And then what else have I done today? I've been in the office today. Activate Your Life in Blackwood and Bridgend have both finished this week, so thank you to my volunteer course presenters for doing that. Because it's amazing. We're impacting people in 2 different places in the same month, and next month we are in Aberdare in the afternoon and the evening in 2 different venues on the same day, and that starts off, I want to say, the 4th of May, but check the 10ofuscancercare.org.uk website. No, it's dark. Let's do this. There you go. Let's turn you off just in case. The radio may come on. I apologise. So that's happened today. I've also booked venues now for June. So in June we're going to be in Coleg Gwent. We're going to be, so that's in Newport. Told you. That's in Newport. We're going to be in Abergavenny Community Rooms in Abergavenny. And for the last week of June and into July, we're going to be in Cadoxton Methodist Church Hall in Barry. 2 of those were confirmed literally today, which is really exciting. And then August, we probably won't do one, but we'll be back with Aplomb in September for different courses. If you want to know anything more about Activate Your Life, please get in touch. What else was I going to mention today? I can't really think at the minute. That's quite a long delay for a podcast, but never mind. If you're watching this, you can see my thinking. However, one thing I do want to listen to just before I started recording this video, because I do want to start doing these regularly, is I'm listening to the James Altucher podcast, and he's just saying about how he always carries a waiter's pad with him, so a little flip book. It's got 15 lines on it. It's even apparently his even says what table number they are and who the server is. And James Altucher has this thing about come up with 10 ideas every single day. Now he's very business orientated, so he says 10 business ideas every day. And what I like about that is that it doesn't matter if they're good or bad, because there's no judgment to it, which is very closely linked to ACT in my view. So there's no judgment. You're just coming up with different ideas. Whether they're good or not doesn't matter. But the reason why I'm talking about that this evening, or whenever you're listening to it, is because in order to be good at creating ideas, you need to practice coming up with ideas. And that's something that people often forget when they're trying to do something or they're trying to achieve something, is that if you're training to do the marathon, as some people have been doing since January for the London Marathon, which is this coming Sunday, they've been warming up to the marathon and they've done a 2-week taper, but up until that point they've been gradually increasing the distance that they've been running to make sure that they can run over 20 miles, with their longest run typically being usually 21 miles, I think it is. They didn't just turn up and be like, I'm going to come up with the best idea ever, i.e. I'm going to finish London Marathon on the day. They've practiced and practiced to get there. And James Altucher says you need to practice. So come up with a list of 10 ideas every single day. I'm using Brendan Bouchard's High Performance Planner at the minute, and it asks the same questions in the morning and in the evening. And I'll be honest, it does stump you trying to answer these questions, but you get better at it over time. And also it's now becoming ingrained into what I do on a day-to-day basis anyway, and that's only after a couple of weeks. I imagine that soon it'll really help me with my planning and what I'm doing. What's really interesting, I think I've mentioned it before, is that in the evening there's little boxes to score how well you're doing with clarity and necessity and productivity and things. And whenever I have rehearsal or I'm acting, those numbers are sky high. It almost gives me that sense of purpose. I love Activate Your Life and I really enjoy doing it, but there's something that extra clinical about using my body and being expressionate in acting that really gets me going. So I'm going to practice doing that. I'm just going to carry on writing. Every morning I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. Every evening I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. And I do this high performance planner. I read every single day. I've now added to my highlights on my Instagram what I've read. There's a few books missing because I didn't think of doing it before. So yeah, on my highlights on my stories on Instagram, you'll now see what books I'm reading, different travel pictures and different things like that, acting and Activate Your Life, which is a nice little place to start. And yeah, I'm going to announce something tomorrow, and because I've said it, I'm now going to definitely do it, to do with a kind of Activate Your Life thing, but not for people affected by cancer. So we'll call this a little teaser. I'm going to get ready for bed, which is going to sound weird for those who listen to this on the podcast tomorrow morning. I'll get better at this, I promise. We've got to start somewhere. And yes, wherever you are, enjoy and be merry, and I will speak to you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.